All right, we're back with another exciting Social Media Cowboys podcast. I am Chris Hoke.
I am DJ Hunter.
And today we are joined by the lovely and talented Mr.
Josh Adams, the first.
The first? First and only, or the first?
The first. There may be others, but they're not as good as me. Or at least good looking.
We'll go with that. We'll go with a good looking one. So what is your company, your practice, your firm, your agency?
So my agency, it's an insurance agency, independent insurance agency called Aubre Risk Management, LLC. And we're based out of here in Waco. I've been on the independent side for about a year and a half, going on 2 years right now. Used to be a farmer's insurance agent. Started that in about 2015 or so. So all in all, been in insurance about 5.5 years. So yeah, loving the independent side, loving having Cowboys Risk Management going on right now. So
all right, so if people, the folks have just heard watching this, they're just now meeting Josh. You don't know him, but I can attest he's a funny guy. Josh is a funny guy. Where I'm going with this is why I'm making a point to say he's a funny guy. Why did a funny guy pick insurance as a livelihood, as a career? Because insurance is the opposite of a funny guy industry.
So I think I became more funny when I started doing insurance because sometimes I find humor in my misery. So I like it. I always wanted to be a business owner, and when I joined Farmers, it seemed like one of the easier ways to become a business owner.
Yeah.
Because they give you all the training you need, and I mean, you go out and start just a startup like a restaurant or something like that. Unless you've been in the restaurant industry as an employee for a long time,
right,
you're not going to really know the steps 100% on how to get that started up. And so when I see entrepreneurs out there that just kind of start something from scratch, I'm just in awe, because being on the business owner side of things now, it's just I have a ton of respect for them. And so starting an insurance agency there with farmers, especially, they are really good with training their agents. And so there was a lot of, it's almost like, here's a kit on how to start your own insurance agency.
So it's kind of like a franchise in a way, a little bit.
Yeah, somewhat, kind of like franchise.
But the business aspect aside, I mean, the actual insurance product. Okay, you know the meme where it's like, hey, what I think I do, or my mom thinks I do, what I actually do. That meme, and we'll come back to memes later, especially with you on this broadcast. But anyway, so in my mind, insurance is just all actuary tables, and it's like it's numbers, and it's kind of just, I don't know, it's like really highly spreadsheety. That's my envision of insurance. It's just a bunch of spreadsheets and actuary tables and numbers.
Yeah.
Is that right?
In the olden days, it was more like that for sure. Like I saw somebody posted in one of I'm in a bunch of different Facebook insurance agency groups, and I saw someone posted the other day a picture of this little round dial, about that big around, and very, very small words on it and stuff. And like, it had all these different things. So you would ask somebody about their credit and what they think their credit score is. And if they give you, like, I don't know, probably 700 to 750, you turn the dial on one thing to that. And then you say, okay, their age is this. They're in like this region of the state. So you turn it to that. And here's the kind of car they have. I mean, it's a bunch of stuff. And once you put all that stuff in that little dial, it'll give you a little rate right up here as to what you need to charge them. So, yeah, a long time ago, it used to be more along the lines of that. But technology has grown so much. And even in the last 5 years, technology has grown so much where majority of things are built into systems that you can use. So So yeah, it's a lot more technologically savvy now than it used to be back then.
So you focus more now on people.
Yeah,
I'm guessing. I mean, my guess is now that a lot of that is streamlined and technology or whatever programs do the work, you focus more on actual like what the people need. And
right.
a family of 3 has different needs than a family of 6, and a single mom with 1 kid has different needs than a retired grandmother.
Right, right.
And you focus on that stuff.
Exactly.
So it's somewhat similar. Sounds like to us, really, because with marketing, especially social media marketing. Well, I guess most any marketing, you get a lot of numbers, and that stuff kind of intrigues me to a point. But there's a point where it loses me, and I lose interest again. Right? Sure. So it's like I find numbers interesting to hear, and then don't want to go there. Mm-hmm. So DJ kind of focuses more on like the numbers than I do.
Right.
Then I focus more on the business owner and kind of like you with the actual like household, what the structures of the household is. I listen to the business owner what their actual needs is, because I've used this analogy before. If you just look at numbers only and what we do, you could have, you look at impression delivery, and you run a snow cone shop, and that snow cone shop it's January, and January has just had the harshest winter on record ever. And the snow cone shop is like, well, my sales, where are my sales? And I go to them as a marketer and go, oh, well, you still had 90,000 impressions. Well, it doesn't matter that we delivered an ad of 90,000 times during the worst icing on history for the snow cone shop. Nobody went because it's too cold. They didn't want snow cones, So like the numbers always translate to like human stuff.
Exactly.
So what would be a comparable thing for you? Like where the numbers versus the human thing, I don't necessarily agree, and you have to look at the human aspect. Or is there even a scenario like that?
That's a very good question. So when you've got like, so there's a lot of companies out there. So you got like a single mom working 2 or 3 jobs, and she didn't have the greatest credit in the world. There's a lot of companies that won't accept that risk.
Yeah.
Or they will, but they're going to charge her here. They're going to charge her way up here because you got a lot of people sitting up in these big insurance companies that are sitting up here, and they're thinking that this person is more likely to have an accident or file a claim than this person down here who has the best credit rating, maybe 2 kids, married, things like that. And so when I have somebody like that come in, I've got companies that will rate her down here because they like her. So you got these companies, these big well-known companies that are saying we're the best. You got to come to us. You got to come to us. But when I see somebody that sees a commercial that says I can get this commercial said I can get insurance for $32 a month.
Yeah.
Well, when I actually run your quote, it's going to be more like $320 a month instead of $32 a month. So that person that's thinking, I want to go with that insurance company may not be the best fit for that insurance company. And so I don't know if that really ties to your analogy or not, but
yeah, it does.
I mean, that's the only instance only type of instance I can think of that would maybe correlate to that type of thing.
So I think when I think of insurance, I'm a layman. I'm a complete layman when it comes to insurance. DJ, you have insurance on everything, don't you? He's probably more insured than I am. but he's also a way more responsible human being than I am, too. But I think of immediately, my mind goes to the General, those terrible commercials with the horrible animation and stuff like that.
And now they have Shaq in it now to make it kind of cooler.
But Shaq advertises everything. At some point, at what point does
right.
at what point does the Shaq factor get diluted? Because he's got Gold Bond and the General and God knows what else.
Yeah,
Papa John's.
A lot of Gold Bond.
He says Papa John's. After they got rid of Papa himself, they went to Shaq to replace Papa. But I think of those it's obvious to me watching a General commercial, or even I think they might be a Texas-based company, but I won't say their name because I don't want to besmirch them and not know have all the facts. But there's one commercial with the same lady looks the same. She was around when I was a little kid, but she still looks the same now than she did then. The blonde lady that has, I think even Johnny Manziel, I think does their commercials now. I think too.
Oh, Direct Auto, is that it?
Yeah, I'll let you say the name. I'm not going to say the name because I don't want to get in trouble.
Not Direct Auto. It's maybe something else.
Yeah, I don't think it's Direct Auto. But anyway, those all come off shystery to me. I'm not saying they are, but they come off that way.
Yeah.
So, does that affect you? Does that burden you as a independent guy when you've got the General shystery type commercials? Even Geico's a little shystery commercials, a little bit in a way.
So being independent, there are some companies I don't have. They're more Direct. They have captive agents, and most of them are I've seen like you can go into an HEB somewhere here in town. I can't remember where it's at, but they have like a little Direct Auto place.
Yeah, that's right. You're right. They do have that.
And so they're more captive. Like the General is majority online. I don't know if you can get an appointment with them. If I could get an appointment with them, but I mean, it at the end of the day, it's all about just getting the phone to ring. And so that's their number one goal is for either to get that phone to ring or get that person to click on that ad. Which, I mean, you totally get that kind of thing. Somebody thinks it's funny. They're like, oh, that's funny. I think I can go buy insurance and maybe get a cheap rate. And I've got, I do have a couple carriers that have a bunch of commercials like that. Like, I've got Liberty Mutual, and they've got some funny commercials out there.
Oh, the emu.
The emu, yeah, those are kind of funny. And Progressive, of course, Flo is all out there.
Do you know that Flo at one point was the most desired woman? I don't know if she's anymore, but at one point she was the most desired woman in America.
I did not know that.
For guys that want to,
Is that like People Magazine or something?
It was. I don't know. It was some poll. I don't know if it was who did the poll, but I don't think it's anymore. That was a few years ago. But at one point, she was the most sexually desired woman in America. Was Flo.
That's interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah, you would think it would be like some Playboy bunny or some young pop starlet, but it was Flo.
Yeah, and I don't know if I'm going to Google that either because there's no telling.
Well, it gives you a goal. You could go out to be your own, most admired or desired man in insurance at some point.
Yeah, and I see myself as that. Mostly just when I look in the mirror, or if I can see myself, like you see me looking over to the left. That's because I can see you guys on that screen right there.
Yeah.
I was telling you earlier, I got a new little camera set up, and I have to figure out how to get it set up right here so that it's more like I'm looking into your eyes, but I'm not right. I actually am looking into your eyes right now. Yeah. But when I look over here, it looks like I'm looking into
see, now that you do that, you're looking into my soul. Yeah, now it looks like you're looking into my soul. That's weird.
Yeah, the Nikon D5000 does some pretty strange things.
Don't look too deep. It's like
definitely not past the bottom level.
Yeah, don't get too deep into the soul there. I don't even know what's in there if you get to looking too deep. To be honest
have
with
you seen some of those Facebook videos where people have posted their Zoom meetings and people just straight up like butt naked in there?
Oh, I saw the one where the lady sits on the phone and she goes to the bathroom. She sits. Yeah.
There's a new one. I don't know if you want to see it or not. But I'm surprised it hadn't been blocked by Facebook, because there's a dude who's got it set up in his room or something. He just straight up naked as a jaybird walking around, and everybody on the camera's like, "Oh my gosh!" It's unbelievable. I'm sure that happens way more than we know, but it's the times we live in, I guess.
DJ, do you watch a lot of online content? You watch more online than you do like regular TV, don't you?
Yes.
So how much insurance commercial stuff do you see watching TV the way you do? Do you see the Progressives and the Emu and the Pat?
Yeah, I watch TV, but not if I'm watching Twitch or YouTube or anything.
You miss all that stuff?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I don't get those. Most of the stuff I get is like car part ads, or if it's on the internet based, it's off my searches.
Off your searches.
I'm not searching for insurance, but if it's on TV, I see them because it's whatever.
Well, I leave mine on just like some sort of whatever's being broadcast live. Right now it's on Fox Business, and then but another time it might be some sport. Well, sports is kind of out right now since we're doing the whole no sports thing. But like I get a lot of insurance commercials, and since we do marketing, and I'm always interested in the marketing aspect, and you're in insurance, that that's the reason I ask the questions I ask about these commercials, whether they deteriorate or they prejudice the market against you.
More on TV just because of what's going on right now.
Yeah, like I see the Liberty Bibbity and the Emu, all those commercials. I see like a lot of.
Yeah.
But really doesn't really affect you as an independent guy. You don't get bad carry
up a little bit.
Do what?
I'm having a hard time hearing you a little bit.
Oh,
it's like it sounds probably. I think what I sounded like to you earlier. But I think we're fine now.
Okay.
What was the last thing you said? I'm sorry.
Well, I was just going to talk about the kind of putting a cap on the marketing thing, the commercials and stuff. Like you don't really get a negative impact because of the crappy shystery insurance commercials. Doesn't really hit you.
Not a time. The only time I really get majorly affected with some of that stuff is when, especially when I was with Farmers. Farmers doesn't have, or they didn't at least back then when I was with Farmers, they don't have like a low mileage discount.
Yeah.
And so you'll see a lot of commercials that focus on, if you drive low mileage, you can save so many % on your car insurance. And so I would have people that don't drive a whole lot give me a call and say, "Hey, I just saw I could save a bunch of money because I don't drive very far." And I was like, "Well, not with us. I mean, sorry, I don't really know what to tell you." But I mean, other instances. So one of the big ones is companies do these mail outs. They'll do these mail outs based on your address and just area that you live and stuff like that. And they'll send out these mail outs, and they'll have like, you can get insurance for you get home insurance for $300 or something like that. Well, whenever somebody gets that, it's meant for you pick up the paper and you call an agent and say, "Hey, I just got this thing. Can you give me a quote on this?" And then you run the quote, and the quote jumps up to like $1,500. And like, "What? I thought I could get insurance for $300. Like, yeah, well, if you read the fine print, it puts in every single discount you could possibly imagine on there. It's going to assume that you have an 830 credit score and all this, and you've never had an accident ever in your whole life." And so that's the kind of stuff that kind of hurts me, because I have to answer the phone call of somebody that's really mad, and I had absolutely nothing to do with it. So yeah. I mean, false expectations, I guess, with some of that kind of stuff does kind of hurt me from time to time, but it's not a huge deal.
Yeah, well, preconceived notions. I think every industry has to sort of have some of a challenge. I mean, we get it. People think that because we're online that there's some sort of I don't know, like if they can't see it, touch it, smell it, if it's not physical in the physical world, they have a certain amount of distrust is too strong a word. It's not distrust. They're just they're leery,
Yeah. Yeah. Like what's those underwear commercials? It's like real tough underwear things. And,
buck naked.
What'd you say?
Buck Naked, Buck.
I think I lost audio again. Hold on.
It's the
From a
gosh. It's got
It's the Duluth Trading or whatever.
Duluth Trading. That's right. I couldn't think of
That's what
it.
it's called.
You lose us?
Okay, there we go. Sorry. I don't know what it keeps saying. PC disconnected.
Wow.
And it comes back and it's fine. So
Zoom. Everybody's having lots of fun with Zoom. But Duluth Trading. DJ said Duluth Trading.
yes, Duluth. Yeah. Talk about expectation. I hope nobody tries any of that stuff. Like the dude's getting attacked by a bear or something, and he's got him underwear, so he's okay. Or he's going down a stripper pole or something, and I don't know. It's some funny stuff. Don't try that stuff at home, people.
Well, speaking of you, and speaking of marketing and all this kind of stuff, I would be totally remiss if I didn't bring this up in a podcast with you.
Okay.
Certain people like to go on Facebook and share a lot of memes. I would say that you are one of those people. Mm-hmm. You definitely have embraced meme culture, I guess we might call it. DJ, yeah. You don't really share a lot of memes. Do you like memes, DJ?
I don't care either way.
He just looks for his Boston sports stuff and then just keeps.
I pretty much just look at the same stuff all the time. Everything else, I don't care.
Yeah, he's like DJ and social media. It's like it's kind of like, I guess, I don't know. You can answer this yourself, DJ, but you spend so much time with it. When it comes to your own time, you just do your like narrow field.
It's I always use the restaurant analogy. When you work in pizza, you don't eat pizza.
Yeah.
When I work in social media, I post like once a year.
But so what is that for your own personal amusement, Josh, or is that like
all the time? I just don't care. I'd rather when I'm doing something else, I just don't care to look at it.
Mm-hmm. I get that way with news. I mean, I watch so much news with the TV, and when I go to social media, I've unfollowed a bunch of news things because like I watched all this stuff all day while I was working. Now that I want to lay in bed and look at Twitter, I don't want to see the same news stuff.
Yeah,
I just try.
Stuff. I have everything set up for alerts, so if it's important enough, I'll get an alert. Otherwise, I don't care.
Right.
Yeah.
But Josh, so like, is that part of a strategy, or is it your own personal amusement? Like, is that something you just enjoy, like you're on your own, or is there a method to your madness? What is it?
It's just funny. Like I like to laugh about stuff, and I started just following all these dad jokes things and like memes and sports memes and
like Babylon Bee is really funny.
Babylon Bee, I think probably all started with Babylon Bee.
Yeah.
But I've always been like a big pun guy. I don't know why. I mean, some people think it's funny. I personally think it's absolutely hilarious, puns. And so a lot of times I get in trouble because I'll be listening and talking. I'll be talking to somebody, and instead of learning their name or anything about what they're actually saying, I'm trying to think of a pun that could go with the things that they're saying. And so I get in trouble with that sometimes. But since I started posting all this, I have people that message me all the time and say, "Hey, I follow you just for your puns because you post some really funny stuff." So I've been relentless in my pursuit of posting or sharing memes and puns and stuff. So,
but I think you have your own little rules because you never get too political, you never get dirty.
No,
you kind of stay in that middle lane, you know.
No, I hate politics. I absolutely abhor it. And like you talk about watching news, like I can't watch CNN or Fox News because to me both of them go like just all the way their direction.
You're right.
And so I can't do it. And I mean, I've been watching a ton of press conferences. Every time a press conference comes up with one of our local news stations, I'll watch it. But once it's over, I turn it off because everybody goes into,
spin.
Trump said this, he must be lying, or somebody. Then on the other side, somebody's like, you're an idiot. And so I try to stay away from any of that kind of stuff. Unless it's somebody making fun of both of them.
Then you're all in.
And I'll share the heck out of that all day long.
So this whole time I thought, well, man, this guy's got a strategy, when really it was just you just think they're funny.
Yeah, well, so I used to be in a Facebook group. There was a guy that used to do a lot of training for Facebook, social media marketing and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I did that right when I joined Farmers. I did it. I had to invest a little bit of money into it, and it worked really well for a little while. But Facebook, more than anybody, changed their algorithms and changed who they'll allow you to market to and target. And so when that kind of stuff happened, I just kind of like forget about it, and I backed out of doing a lot of that kind of stuff. I used to get all of my stuff from all of my referrals and leads and stuff from Facebook, and it worked really well for a while because you could target specific people. But it got really hard to do that, and so I just kind of I backed out of that and joined BNI, and which is where you and I met. And all this kind of referral marketing. That's the way I kind of do it these days. But
well, the one thing I was thinking is, and connecting these conversations together, you have the ability to find interesting memes. When I see yours, they don't show up as ones I've already seen a million times. Usually when I see you, it's an original. Maybe every once in a while you share one that's gotten really hot that everybody's sharing or something. But for the most part, you find original ones that I have not seen. Yeah. So I would encourage you to just on your own personal page, take it or leave it. But every once in a while throw out there, and maybe you do this and I just don't catch it. But memes. Hey, by the way, I do insurance. Memes. Hey, by the way, I do insurance. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because even I do that on my own personal page. It's like stupid stuff. I try and come up with my own original jokes. And then every once in a while I'll throw out there, hey, I do online stuff. It's kind of like joke.
Yeah.
For me, it's like joke, family picture, work, joke, right. Food picture, work.
Yeah. And also, and kind of answer your previous question there too a little bit. It didn't really I think I was trying to make it have a method to my madness there, because one of the things they taught in that group, which again way more about than I do, but it's edge rank. And so I would try to be deliberate on some of the things I would post so I could get more people commenting and doing stuff like that. And until it just got out of control, and I was like, there's 18,000 things that are incredibly funny here, and so I'm going to share every single one of them. And edge rank is more about like getting more people to interact with things, and not so much the amount of the number of content you share. And so all that kind of, so it got kind of out of hand there for a little while. I've scaled back a little bit, and I only share the things that I tear up about, being as far as being so funny that I tear up.
Yeah.
I only share those types of things now, but but I love it.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, we always at this point ask if you have anything new on the horizon that you can tell us about that's not so secretive that you have to keep under wraps. Anything new coming up for you that you can tell us about?
Well, I mentioned it earlier, and you probably I don't know if you heard me talk about it or not before, but I just got an appointment with Allstate Insurance, which when I first became independent, I didn't know I could have an Allstate appointment, because they obviously have insurance agents that are captive insurance agents here in town. And so I just recently found out that I could have access to Allstate Insurance. And so if anything, that would be something I would put out there, is that I can now offer Allstate insurance products, which is a very good product. Not really heard a ton of negative things about them from the contractor side. So when I think about insurance and I think about okay, what's their claims like? Because that's what you're getting when you buy insurance. You want the claims. You want a smooth claims process, and they're going to pay out whenever you have an issue.
Right.
So anytime that I want to know about an insurance company that I have, I go and ask a contractor, like a roofing contractor, like Aubre Construction or somebody like that, about what's your experience with X insurance company.
Okay.
And if they can give me a good a good word for them, then I start pushing that company like crazy. If they give me some really bad news about them, then I kind of will shy away from that company, which I have done with a couple different companies here recently. So yeah, Allstate Insurance, I can offer Allstate Insurance among my 300 plus other carriers that I have. So
you're gonna work on your deep voice, Allstate Insurance. I wish I could imitate that guy. I forget what's his name. Dennis. What's his name?
He's
I picture him and see his face, huh?
He's the Mayhem guy.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name.
Oh yeah, Allstate has Mayhem, and then they have the guy with a really deep voice. Allstate Insurance. I can't think of his.
Disconnected again.
Oh.
Give me a second. It's coming.
This is when we say horrible things about Josh, and he can't respond. He'll just sit there
Yep.
while we just say horrible things about him.
Oh, there we go. Gosh.
Oh, we were just praising you. Sorry about that.
What were you saying?
Oh, nothing. Anyway, well, you can offer Mayhem. We'll just go with Mayhem. I can't think of the guy with the deep voice name, but you'll be able to offer Mayhem any day.
That guy, he was on 24. The other guy,
Yeah.
The guy I can't remember his name, but he's like sitting in the middle of an intersection and people are around him.
At Allstate. Yeah, I don't envy voices a lot, but his voice, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If I had his voice, that would be cool.
Sean Connery.
Yeah, that would be a cool voice to have.
Yeah.
Well, all right, well, Zoom's fixing to kick us off any minute now, so we'll call this a podcast. Tell people how to reach you.
You can always email me. My email is Josh, Josh, at caliberrisk.com. That's CALIBERRISK.com. Or give me a call on my cell phone, 254-301-3276. My website is caliberrisk.com.
And you gotta go friend him if you want to go find all the memes. I don't know if you can accept anybody, but if you want those quality memes.
I get in trouble by my wife by accepting too many people that I don't know, but
all right. Well, don't look like a serial killer on your picture, and you should be okay.
Okay. Awesome.
See where you froze? Oh, you froze there for a second. You were doing this. You're going, and it was perfect. I wish the show ended right there because you were just like, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, I'm glad you came on the podcast. Keep up the good work, and hopefully everybody makes it through the Quarantino.
Yeah, y'all stay
happy and safe.
It's crazy time.
Yeah. All right, guys. We'll see you.
All right.
Bye.
Yeah.